All rise. The Honorable Judge Jubilee Bilang presiding. This court is now in session. Please observe proper courtesy call.
May I call Mr. Alcantara to lead the prayer?
Let's bow our heads. Almighty God, we stand in your holy presence as our supreme judge. We humbly beseech you to bless and inspire us so that we can think safe and do will be in accordance with your will, enlighten our minds, strengthen our spirit, and fill our hearts with fraternal love, wisdom, and understanding, so that we can be effective channels in truth, justice, and peace. In our proceedings today, guide us in the path of righteousness for the fulfillment of your greater glory. Amen.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Call for the case.
Your Honor, the case GR 123 number 4, the people of the Philippines versus the Malaria.
I will decide this case solely on the evidence presented in this courtroom. I will hear testimony of the witnesses and will have to make judgment about the believability of the witnesses. As the judge, I will listen carefully to all of the testimonies until I hear the entire case. Is the prosecution ready?
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
Is the defense ready?
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
We will now the opening statement from the prosecution. Prosecutor Castro, please state your case.
Your Honor, my name is Erica Joyce Castro, representing and appearing for the state. We intend to prove that the defendant forged the victim's signature, and we will ask for a guilty verdict, Your Honor. Thank you.
Defense attorney, would you wish to state your case?
Yes, Your Honor. My name is James Lawrence Batistan. Today, I am representing the defendant, Nicolino Valerio, in this forgery case. He is being accused for the forging of signature of the victim, Pamela Corbus, even though the check was clearly given by the victim, the accused in relation to their business. So we ask for not guilty verdict, Your Honor.
Prosecutor, do you have witness to present?
Yes, Your Honor.
Prosecution, you may now call the first witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. I call to the stand the first witness.
This is stipulated in raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, but nothing but the truth?
Yes, I swear.
Good afternoon, officer. Please state your name for the record and other personal circumstances.
I am Christian G. Martinez. 28 years old, registered criminologist.
What is your current profession?
I work as a police officer in the rank of Police Senior Master Sergeant for the Neta City Police Station, 6 years in service.
Okay, officer, kindly state to this court, how were you able to know that the crime was happened?
The bank called, I am the officer in charge.
Would you mind to tell us what happened when you arrived at the bank?
The accountant named Aaron Gormo stated that the accused forged the signature of the victim. He said that Mr. Damalerio, the accused, presented a check with forged signature.
So how will I accuse, officer?
The bank called him during that time.
Is there anything else that you want to share in this court, officer?
Upon conducting the investigation, we found out that Mr. Damalerio needs a large amount of money to pay his loan.
How did you discover this loan?
We checked his background.
What do you think the motive of the accused to do such crime like this?
He was in debt due to his addiction to betting in a campfire. The accused committed the crime to pay his debt.
How did you found out, officer, that he was in debt?
While conducting an investigation, we also conducted a search and seizure of the defendant's dwelling. We found out the book records of his loan.
So what are the pieces of evidence that you obtained at the crime scene?
forged check as well as the forged authorization letter.
Thank you, officer. No further question, Your Honor.
The defense court may cross-examine the witness.
Good afternoon, officer. Based on your statement, how can you prove your claim wherein the defendant was in debt due to his addiction to heroin?
An investigation was conducted to prove that he has a debt. My partner conducted another investigation around the area.
Your Honor, may I request the presence of his partner to have some clarification regarding his statement?
Objection, Your Honor. The proceeding is not being followed. The person being requested is not yet questioned in direct examination.
Objection sustained.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all my questions.
Do you wish to redirect the witness?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Witness, you are now excused at the witness stand.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Do you have another witness to present?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
May I call to the witness stand the other witness?
Please stand in his witness. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, but nothing but the truth?
Yes, I swear.
Good afternoon. Please state your name for the record.
I am Patrick. Yes, is a
Mr. Alejo, how did you conduct the investigation?
I conduct an investigation to interview. I asked his neighbors regarding his everyday living.
So, what did you find out to your investigation officer?
The victim and the defendant are business partners.
Did you also discover that the defendant is withdrawing the money due to the needed materials in the business as stated in the letter?
We were aware of the matter, however, we found out the authorization letter was nominated by the accused itself.
How can you prove that, officer?
I can prove my testimonies through the documents that we collected.
Do you have these documents, officer?
We already gave it to the prosecuting attorney and to the president of the examiner.
Okay. Thank you so much for your answers, officer. No further questions, Your Honor.
Prosecution, you may call your second witness.
Thank you.
May I call to the stand another witness?
Please stand and raise your right. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I swear.
Please state your name and other personal circumstances for the record, sir.
My name is Aaron Bologo. I'm 28 years old and I'm certified public accountant.
Okay. Where do you work?
I work at Security Bank, Ordaneta branch located in Quezon, Ordaneta City.
So, what's your job at the bank?
I'm a bank teller.
Can you please share to this court how did you discover that the check that was presented by the accused has a forged signature?
Honestly, I only discovered when I asked him to sign the paper needed for the case.
Okay.
I doubted him at the first since he's withdrawing a huge amount of money and in the name of the person. However, he presented an authorization letter and they have an same signature. So I didn't bother to call the undersigned person.
What do you mean by you only discovered it when you asked him to sign such paper that you mentioned?
While he's signing the papers, I observed that he's anxious. However, I ignored. I thought he'd sign the papers immediately. However, it took so long. I asked him if there's a problem instead of answering my question. He asked for a piece of paper. Then he leaves because he needs to take that call. However, he walks around towards the corner at the back so that I didn't take my eyes of him. Then he's practicing to imitate the signature that was faded on the ID of that victim.
Shouldn't he be the one who signed it, since he's the one who will receive the money?
Exactly. I was surprised. He didn't have to copy the signature of the victim. When I came back, I was about to say that he should be the one who signed it in the receiving documents. But I saw the similarities in the different signature in the documents.
Okay, so after discovering such things, what did you do? What are the actions that you've taken?
I called the security. I told what was happening. After that, I called Miss Castro, Pamela, to confirm the sent document by the accused. I immediately called the PNP hotline.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. No further questions, Your Honor.
The defense court will cross-examine the witness.
Mr. Colombo, it was a total misunderstanding. He was clearly confused with the circumstances. Clearly stated that Mr. Damalerio presented an authorization letter and a check, which is signed by Mrs. Corpus herself, and it permits her to withdraw the said amount for the exact purpose of purchasing the materials urgently needed by the company. So why would you accuse him of forgery?
The signature in check or authorization letters have similarities with the signature he was written on the receiving document.
That's only an opinion of yours. So how can you explain the fact that the defendant has the identification card of the victim, which allows him to withdraw the money?
We live in a modern area, so there's a high possibility that the ID was fake.
Okay, you have that kind of mindset. So why didn't you check it first?
Because of the authorization letter he was presented.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Prosecution, do you have another witness to present?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, proceed.
May I call to the stand? Victim.
This is Daniel, Your Honor. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, I swear.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Please state your name and other personal circumstances for the record.
My name is Pamela Joy Berkuz, 27 years old and the CEO of Peace and Her Company.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So, ma'am, can you please tell us if you have ever seen Mr. Damalerio, the defendant of this case?
Yes, he is right there. He is the evil character wearing the orange shirt.
I object, Your Honor. That is irrelevant, unresponsive, and unduly prejudicial.
Sustain. His purpose in this courtroom. We will refrain from name calling. Simply answer the question asked of you to the best of your ability.
Of course, Your Honor, I apologize.
Your Honor, let the record reflect that the witness has identified the defendant.
The record will so reflect.
Thank you, Your Honor. So, may I ask you, Ma'am Victim, Ma'am Corpus, what's your relationship with the accused?
He is my best friend, my childhood friend, a person that I treated as my brother.
Okay, thank you. Is it true that he's your business partner?
Yes, he is.
So based on the statement of the witnesses a while ago, the accused here presented a check and an authorization letter at the back. Did you sign any of this, ma'am?
No.
So how did you know that your signature was forged?
To my surprise, the bank called for me.
What about the ID? Is it yours, ma'am?
Yes, that is my long lost ID. When I went to the province for a vacation, I lost that 6 years ago.
Okay. Since you stated a while back that he's your childhood best friend, ma'am, is it true that he was addicted to getting in a cockfight?
Yes, that is his stress reliever. Actually, he owned a farm that has a lot of chicken, which is he used it in cockfighting, but suddenly it got sold.
Why did he sell it? Do you have any idea, ma'am?
He was buried in that.
He was buried in them. Okay. How about his shares in your company since you're business partners?
We had an agreement that I will hold it until we pay off his debts.
Thank you, Ms. Carpus. No further questions, Your Honor.
The defense court may close examine the witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Bus, where were you on the first week of February?
I was on a business trip abroad.
Before you leave the country, didn't you ask Mr. De Valerio to purchase materials for the production of your new product?
Me too.
How can you prove your statement a while ago that you don't have any idea regarding to the issued check and authorization letter under your name which contains the above mentioned purpose?
Objection, Your Honor. Counsel Stone is argumentative. Ms. Carpus is not the one on trial here.
Sustain. Restate the question, Counselor.
Yes, Your Honor. Do you have something to do with the check and authorization letter?
I don't even have knowledge about this until the bank called me.
What about the materials that needed to be purchased?
To clear up my answer a while ago, I asked you to do the purchase once I get back here in the Philippines. The purpose why I go back to the abroad is that I will purchase the other products.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Prosecution. Do you have another witness to present?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may now call your witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. I call to the stand the question document examiner.
Mrs. Tan, please write to. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Please state your name and other personal circumstances for the record, ma'am.
I am Camarose Asuncion, and I am from Urdaneta City Police Department. I am the commission signature examiner for this case.
So, what is your role for this case?
I was the one who examined the pieces of evidence which is particularly the documents. Hereby, I am here today to testify about my findings, Your Honor.
Generally speaking, when you are presented a question document and asked to see if you can determine whether or not with the standard document, what is it that you looking for?
At this case, the necessary thing to look for is the characteristic or the individual characteristic to identify the similarities and differences of the object. In relation to examination of documents, we're looking for the natural formation or the individual characteristic that a writer can produce, which we are going to analyze it, the features, strokes, and even the materials used and the manner how it was written. Because those are the critical things we gather in order to conclude whether the document is genuine.
Okay, kindly state to this court, ma'am, and explain what's the difference between the standard document and the question document.
Standard documents are the documents which are genuine. It means that it came from or it was produced by the owner itself, while the question document is the one that's being examined.
Can you please enlighten us about the characteristics that you mentioned earlier, ma'am, and how did you examine the documents?
In the examination of both specimen, I use the ACE method, or the analysis, comparison, and evaluation, as well as the microscopic method to have an accurate result. And in order for you to further explain the examination that I conducted, let me show you a presentation for everyone's benefit, Your Honor.
Yes, you may present.
Your Honor, as per this case of suspected forgery, we gathered 8 requested signatures from the complainant in order to compare and contrast them with the question document. And showing you are the collected standards from the complainant in the alleged question document that we are able to obtain in the authorization letter. As I analyzed it in both exemplars, the collected standard shows a presence of hiatus or thread. Through this, we can say that it is written in a soft and slow manner or in a fast manner, concluding that probably the person produced this is confident enough. While on the other hand, in question document that we were able to obtain in the authorization letter, the characteristic that is present is a characteristics of blankness, and there are also a presence of tremors, which we can say that the person who wrote this is hesitant.
Okay, so how did you compare the standard and question document? Did you use any method, or if you use any method, what method do you use? What have you found out?
I use an ordinary method, ma'am, and comparing the both specimens, which I numbered the classified characteristics for you to identify it better. In number 1, it is an initial stroke, which if we compare both specimens in collected standards, there is a presence of witted characteristics. While in the question document obtained in the authorization letter, it doesn't have any. And in number 2, I classified it as a hook or through. And as we can see, by simply seeing it, we can already identify its differences. We can say that the hook here in collected standard is an oblique, long oval shape. While on the other hand, in question document, the hook there is short and written in a circular manner. And let's also take a look at the number 3. I characterized it as a hump. And if we look at it clearly, we can see that in the number 3 in collected standards, the hump here is written in circular manner. However, in question document, there are a presence of fenced up, or there are angles on the top of the hump. Let's also take a look at the number 4. Number 4 is also a characteristic of a hook. And if we look at it, in collected standards, the hook here is something like an italicized B letter. However, in question document, the hook there is clearly written in Y letter, and the hook is circular enough to identify. Let's also take a look at the 5, 6, and 7. 5, 6, and 7 are the initial stroke and a terminal stroke, where all of these in the collected standards, we can say that there are a presence of hiatus or thread. However, in question document, they are all characterized by blankness.
Is that all?
Through all the evident differences of both specimens, they are differs in manners and individual characteristics. So I conclude that the 2 specimens does not came from the same person.
Okay, so this is only from the authorization letter,
Yes.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you also examine the signatures from the check?
Yes, ma'am. written, I also examined the handwriting written on it. And as you can see, we also gathered 8 requested handwriting from the complainant to find out whether the check was genuinely written or not. Presenting to you the collected standard document and the question document obtained in the check. To summarize it all, actually, in 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, and 8, all of them, if we see their differences, it was all written in capitalized letter. While on the other hand, in question document, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, and 8 are written in a small letter. If we also take a look at the number 5, the F letter here is different enough from the question document, since the excess line of the collected standard document is in here, while in question document, the excess line is up here.
That's it. Is there anything else that you discovered? The standard and question document?
For this exhibit, I also compared the written date. The written date and the numerized amount from the check to collect the handwritten standard. As we can see in number 1, which is 2, the upper horizontal stroke of number 2 possessed more curving, while in the question document obtained in check, it does not, and it compromised in the initial stroke of bluntness. Let's also take a look at the number 3 in relation to the number 2 written. So in number 3, we can see that in the lower portion, which is the horizontal line in number 2, it has no angle. While on the question document obtained in the check, it has an angle. So the pen stops here before it continues to the horizontal line. Let's also take a look at the number 2, which is the number 3 that is written in collected standard. In collected standard, the number 3 here has a horizontal line in the number 3. So there is a presence of angle. There is a pen stop here before it goes down. While on the other hand, the question document from the obtained in check, the 3 here has 2 hands, while here it only has 1, and there is no angle there. In number 4, I also concluded here and pinpoint the zeros, which is evidently now visible. In zeros in collected standard documents, it's something like cursive, since there is a presence of eye loops and spurs. While on the other hand, in question document obtained in check, it does not have, and it was written in a script style. In number 5, which is also a number 5, clearly given that in collected standard, it was something like written in a fast manner. And in question document obtained in the check, it was written in a slow manner, which is evidently written illegibly. So all of the necessary strokes are written, while here it does not.
So what are your findings to your examination?
Through my findings, ma'am, I can say that these two specimens are written by a different person.
Okay. Thank you so much for your clearly explanation for the examination that you've conducted. No further questions, Your Honor.
Would you like to cross-examine the next counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. Madam Signature Examiner, how confident are you to perform the examination process?
I am confident enough to say that I am competent since I was graduated in a bachelor's degree of criminal justice education, and I also finished 2 years of I also finished a 2 years full-time training program in a document laboratory.
So, is the request for 8 standards enough for you to establish your findings?
Yes, actually, 8 is already enough because as I conducted my examination through the document and in the signatures, I already established and identified the differences of the both signatures.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Prosecution, do you wish to redirect the witness?
No, Your Honor.
Miss Witness, you are now excused on the witness stand.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Prosecution, do you have another witness to present?
None, Your Honor.
Defense, you may call your first witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. I call to the stand the defendant.
Please raise your right hand. Please swear that you will hold it nothing but the truth.
Yes, I swear.
Mr. Witness, what dialect do you understand?
Nakakaintindi po ako ng Tagalog, Your Honor.
Okay. May we call the interpreter.
Good afternoon, Mr. Damalerio. Please state your current occupation.
Mr. Damadel, ano ang iyong trabaho?
Ako po ang Chief Operations Officer ng East and First Skid Company. Ako din po ay ang pangmayari ng isang farm sa Pangasinan na nagbibigay ng karagdagang kita.
You are business partners with Miss Purpose, right?
Totoo bang magkasosyo kayo sa negosyo ni Miss Purpose?
Opo.
According to the statement of Miss Purpose, you already sold that farm. Is it true?
Ayon sa pahayag ni Miss Purpose, totoo bang naibenta mo na ang farm?
Binenta ko yung farm para magkaroon ng budget upang makabili ng materyales para sa gagamitin namin para sa produkto kong ilalabas namin. Bilang nagmamalasakit sa kumpanya at mabuting kaibigan, gagawin ko ang lahat para sa kumpanya.
Okay, thank you. Have you been involved in any criminal activities, either with the same case or with other unlawful acts?
Ikaw ba ay nasangkot na sa anumang mga gawa ng kriminal? Sa parehong kaso o sa iba pang labag sa batas na gawain?
Hindi po.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Would you like to cross-examine prosecuting attorney?
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Mr. Damalerio. Is it true that you would do anything to help your best friend?
Totoo bang gagawin mo ang lahat para matulungan ang iyong kaibigan?
Opo.
Even make up stories so that you can be able to pay all your debts?
I object, Your Honor. She's badgering the defendant.
Sustain, this is your session.
I take back the question, Your Honor. No more questions. Thank you.
Do you wish to redirect the witness?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Witness, you are not excused on the witness stand.
Thank you.
Do you have another witness to present?
None, Your Honor.
Prosecutor, any manifestations?
Yes, Your Honor. So today, you have heard the testimony about this forgery case. I would like to remind you of some important information that you should consider in your decision. These facts include the motive of the accused, the pieces of the evidence provided specifically the results in the examination and comparison of the standard and question documents. Please find the defendant guilty of this charge, Your Honor. Thank you.
Defense counsel, any manifestations?
Yes, Your Honor. You have heard testimonies about the alleged forgery case. I would like to remind you of some important information that you should consider in your decision. These facts includes that Mr. Damalerio was a good man. He has never been involved in any criminal activities, neither with the same case nor with other unlawful acts. In fact, he has a proof of identification that will allow him to withdraw that claim. It is the complainant's identification card. This actively demonstrates that Mr. Damalerio was evidently innocent of the complaint made against him.
Okay, this case was called for trial. The prosecution and the defense presented both their witness and pieces of evidence. The testimonies and evidence presented in this honorable court will further be examined and evaluated. Next hearing will be scheduled on March 12, 2023. Court adjourned.